In this video, I'm going to do my best to explain what group therapy is, which is not some scary thing that happens in an all-white room with locked doors and straitjackets. In fact, it is quite opposite. Group therapy is simply a safe place where you can come to feel normal, to realize that what you're going through, many people have gone through before you, and it's a place where you can find solution. When we're in the active throes of addiction, when we're in the active throes of alcoholism, oftentimes we find ourselves in the victim role, where we feel different from our peers, different from our family and our friends, and the world around us just seems to be like we don't fit. And the fact is, that's just false. And so the group setting gives you a safe place to come, a safe place to feel as if that you are one of a group that finds solutions and can get through these barriers and get through these challenging times. And to some, this might sound intimidating. This might sound like a scary thing that I'm gonna go meet people that I don't know, meet people that just don't know and don't understand me. But once you get inside of this group, you will realize that that's the exact opposite of what has been happening. As a recovering addict myself, once I entered the group setting, I realized that it was a platform for me to feel safe. It was a platform for me to come and normalize what I had been challenged with over the past few years, and that I was able to lean on a group and understand that there were people who had been through what I had been through. There were people that had thought the way that I thought. And for the longest time, I felt like I was completely alone and that I was born into a world that was pretty much out to get me, and I had no understanding on how to move forward. And so I was simply in a position that I was stuck. And once I entered a group, I realized that I was able to remove those barriers and actually start progressing in life. And where this might sound scary, and this might sound like this is something that you can't accomplish, I can tell you that this is a completely anonymous and a completely sacred grounds for you to come and divulge what has been going on. The group also serves as a place for you to develop new relationships. In early recovery, we feel as if that we, again, are alone. And so to pick up relationships and be able to lean on these people who perhaps you were in a group one day and somebody shares something that happened at work and they were able to get through this challenge, and you, a week later, find yourself in the same exact position, and you might happen to have picked this person's phone number up and realize, oh my gosh, I'm triggered. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with myself right now. And so I pick up the phone and call the person who has been through this exact situation. We talk it through, trigger gets resolved, and you are able to get through something in life that you have never done sober before. So instead of surrendering to your old patterns, you take contrary action. You pick up the phone, you talk through a situation, and you come out on the other side, rather than falling back on your default mode network and saying, you know what, I'm gonna give up. I can't do this. And sedate yourself by going out and picking up a drink or picking out a drug or whatever your poison was. So instead, you are taking little tiny victories by taking contrary action. And this would not happen if you didn't have the group support. This would not happen if you did not register with other peers and realize that this is not something that is conditioned for you. The world continues to move daily, and we are supposed to mold back into it without the use of drugs and alcohol. And so group therapy in a nutshell is a safe place to come, meet new people, utilize professional staff as a mediator to see what is right and what is wrong, and then be able to progress forward. And then in return, at one point, you will gather sobriety under your belt and a new person will come through that door. And where you might be 2 or 3 months sober and a guy with 2 weeks comes in, you are able to share those exact experience with him so he can also accomplish these new grounds that he is walking over.